This is eNCA and eNCA Money Desk business editor Devin Murugan with me. And the big focus this afternoon, of course, naturally, has to be the shocking unemployment numbers.
Yeah, you were just speaking to the statistician general there. Not only are we not creating the jobs, people are losing jobs.
Yeah.
I think that number was 660,000 formal jobs that crashed.
People joining the ranks of the discouraged, adding to that, wider definition of unemployment.
Yeah. So where is it going wrong, and why isn't our economy absorbing them? Well, continued lockdown restrictions, load shedding, and the July riots have all been cited as helping to push the country's unemployment rate to new record highs. Statistics South Africa saying between July and September, that's the third quarter, the country's unemployment rate rose to 34.9%. It was 34.4% in the second quarter. So what does it translate to? Well, officially, 7.6 million working-age people are jobless in this country. And that's just the official definition. When you expand it to discouraged workers, the number of people without jobs are far in excess of 12 million. Well, economist from Pan-African Capital, Iraj Abedian, unpacks those numbers for us. Iraj, thanks very much indeed for your time. We talk numbers all the time, and if you look at it, 7.6 million people officially unemployed in this country, 12 million or more when you consider the expanded definition. Iraj, I want to try and measure South Africa's peculiar situation here. When you look at the rise of unemployment, how different are we from other countries? Is there something particularly worrying about South Africa?
Thanks very much, and greetings to our viewers. I think what is particular or peculiar to South Africa is that we all know there is a history here with the structural unemployment embedded in the various sectors of the economy in terms of the skill profile, in terms of unemployability, etc., etc. And that is prior to 1994. On top of it, since 1994, these structural issues have not really been dealt with. The issue of skills intensity in the economy, which is happening globally, does not match onto the skill profile of our labor force. At the same time, the economy's policy reforms in various sectors, be it energy, be it telecommunication, be it logistics, and so on and so forth, again, have been dragging way too slowly, out of sync with the economy. As a result, the sectors that are able to generate jobs are impeded through policy obstacles. And therefore, these are very peculiar to us. The combination of historic legacy plus absolute tardiness by government over the past 15 years to deal with these structural issues, policy issues, that interestingly enough, Devin, the president and cabinet acknowledges year after year and does nothing about them.
And that's very interesting, because what you are talking to is the ability of the economy to absorb the labor. You only get that, as your argument would suggest, from investment that creates these businesses to absorb them. One particular stat is worrying. You look at the youth unemployment, 15 to 24-year age bracket, 66.5%. Iraj, of that 10.2 million people, around about 3.3 million are doing nothing by definition, not in employment, not in education, not in training. That's the future of the country. Where are we going wrong there?
I think we're going wrong really on many fronts, and this is not, Devin, just about today's unemployment. Those very people that you focus on quite correctly, the youth, they do not see on the horizon any betterment, any prospects that would say, okay, I'm unemployed for 6 months, but A, B, C, D is going to happen. Next year is going to be different. No, the government does not move fast enough to change things so that we can get the level of investment going. The government is not moving fast enough to promote small and medium enterprises, fully aware, and that's the irony of it, fully aware of what needs to be done. And yet there is this very tardiness or lethargic behavior on the part of the political leaders and to some extent technical leaders of government departments to change these obstacles and give hope, give prospects that is better than what we have been experiencing over the past 10 years. that makes South Africa a bit different from other economies where policymakers, when they make a decision, they move much faster. If you look at Southeast Asia particularly, or countries like Germany and France, the other end of the developed spectrum, nonetheless, the speed of reaction is what is required, not recognition, analysis, and acknowledgement of what's wrong. We got to move from analysis to implementation of what needs to be done in order to create the prospects for the youth in particular to have hope of finding a job, if not today, in 12 months' time.
All right, just very quickly, I've got a few seconds left, Iraj. What do we make of the president in every recovery plan putting forward an employment stimulus plan, for example, versus widespread investment and business environment changes?
I think any kind of intervention that leads to government-generated job like 140,000 assistant teachers and the like, those are poverty alleviation. Those are not job creation. They are not sustainable opportunities for the youth in order to build up their employability prospects in the next 10 years and beyond. We got to move from that type of mindset to releasing the capacity of the economy to generate sustainable jobs.
All right, I'm going to leave it there. Iraj Abedian from Pan-African Capital Holdings is the chairperson. Thanks very much indeed for the insights on those unemployment figures.